You were crazy if you thought he worked for Israel. And then we get more evidence and more evidence and more evidence and more evidence. And how much evidence will it take for regular people to be willing to realize that it doesn't matter if you're uncomfortable? This conversation is critical to our national survival. Look around the country. Look at what the administration is doing. Look at what Trump is doing to America first on behalf of a foreign nation. Sorry, MAGA. Shit's embarrassing. Let alone an existential threat to all of our survival, to all of our national interest, to all of our financial well-being and all of our children's futures. And if we just let this keep on going, if we don't all wake up and demand this conversation be had at the highest levels, if we don't demand accountability, Pandora's box is opening and the conversation's out there and everyone's waking up. And the more that everyone wakes up, the more that the pro-Israel American interests have to get really fucking loud at screeching about how, like, I don't know, I'm paid by Qatar or something. Prove it. Because this is America first. And whatever y'all are doing out there, whatever narrative you want to spin about how, like, Israel's interest is really America's interest is like, okay, yeah, no, it's not. Because apparently Israel's interest is trafficking children to wealthy billionaires and covering it all up. Apparently Israel's interest is compromising our law enforcement agencies at the highest level. Apparently Israel's interest is sending Americans to die in foreign wars and taking all of our tax dollars so that they can have free healthcare. And we didn't even talk about looking up how Jewish people give each other loans with no interest. You should look that up. It's real. It's fucking crazy. Okay? So it's complicated. And it's messy. And I know a lot of people are really gung-ho and ready to be like, yeah, kick them all out. And it's like, I disagree. I genuinely disagree. I think that we need to stop the cycle. I think that the conversation needs to be had in a very mature and careful way so that we do not cause more cycles of hatred and violence and espionage. You were crazy if you thought he worked for Israel. And then we get more evidence and more evidence and more evidence and more evidence. And how much evidence will it take for regular people to be willing to realize that it doesn't matter if you're uncomfortable? This conversation is critical to our national survival. Look around the country. Look at what the administration is doing. Look at what Trump is doing to America. I love Israel, praise Israel, kiss the wall, all that, whatever, whatever it is you're supposed to say. Honestly, I think we're all just about done with the disclaimers. We're just about done apologizing for being America first. We all know what's really going on here. We all know what Israel's up to. I literally did not even mention AIPAC and the Israel lobby, and we just talked for 2 hours about this level of influence. We didn't talk about the fact that over 90% of our politicians are bought and paid for by Israel. We didn't talk about the fact that when a single woman on a college campus somewhere random in America got into an argument with a Jewish person, the Attorney General Pam Bondi personally went and had her expelled. But then there was this one dude that got caught like essaying children in Las Vegas, and he was like really important, and he just disappeared to Israel. That was awkward.